The Steel Helmet is one of the few Korean War movies made while the war was going on, and the fact that it's about the Korean War makes me more biased towards liking it because my grandfather fought in the Korean War. What I'm trying to say is, while others like this film, I love it. But it's not just because of that, it's really a great story. An American soldier finds himself stranded behind enemy lines after his entire platoon has been executed by the North Korean army. When they shot him, they shot his helmet, which protected him from the bullet. He meets up with a platoon of various American soldiers who take refuge in a Buddhist church. The film is very gritty and doesn't glorify war. It shows how dehumanizing it can be and how sometimes soldiers have to go against their own morals to ensure their own safety. It shows that even the toughest men have their breaking points. Not only that, but it delves into race relations at the time. There's a medic who's African American, and even though he knows what he's doing, some of the soldiers don't trust him. This film introduced me to director Samuel Fuller, a filmmaker whose films were not only gritty, but unconventional too. He's not afraid to show the dark side of man, and in my opinion, The Steel Helmet is his masterpiece. There's very little music in the movie, which I like. Most of the time, it's just the sounds of crickets and ambiance. Gene Evans does a brilliant job at portraying Sergeant Zack. It's a shame he didn't become a bigger star, because this movie shows that he's capable of playing complex characters. There's a scene in this film where Evans' character shoots an unarmed prisoner. Samuel Fuller was brought before high-ranking military officials who told him to remove the scene from the film because it painted the U.S. military in a bad light. Fuller was a veteran from the Second World War and testified that the shooting of unarmed prisoners happened all the time, and that they can't tell him what did and didn't happen because of his freedom of speech. Because of this, he was allowed to keep the scene. That story alone could be a movie, but for now, we have this one. I'm glad, because it's a fantastic film.